Now, today I would like to share some tips about emotional burdens, what are emotional burdens, and what are some dangers and challenges of carrying emotional burdens, and how they can impact our lives negatively, and how to get rid of them and free yourself and to start living with your full potential and being present in your relationships, in your work, and being successful. So first of all, when we do not express our emotions, or when we have some negative events or traumas or things that were challenging for us, but we don't have time to process these feelings, to express feelings, to understand ourselves, and when we suppress our emotions, actually they are not disappearing, but they are being kept somewhere inside, and they might appear each time when some similar circumstances are arising, and we might be triggered and even not being aware of it, and this might be influencing our relationships. It can be challenging to stay focused on our goals, to stay focused on our work, studies, or to be present in relationships, or even it can cause indecisiveness. So today I would like to discuss about it in details and to provide some solutions how you can free yourself from emotional burdens and to start living your life fully. So why these emotional burdens are dangerous and have negative impact on our lives? When we don't express our emotions, and when we suppress our emotions and don't speak about negative experiences, they stay somewhere in our subconscious, and this might impact the way we perceive the world, the way we connect to people, or the way we are trying to resolve our problems and trying to decide about something. And when you become aware of it, and when you increase your awareness, you will better understand the way you respond to events, the way you connect to people, your attachment styles, and the way you perceive the world. For instance, it can be challenging to make decisions if you have some emotional burdens, because you might be fearing that you will be hurt again, or that your decisions might lead to negative consequences as it was in the past, or you might be afraid of taking responsibility because you are scared to repeat the same patterns again, to live the same pain again, and trying to avoid this pain may lead to not productive life, and you might be avoiding things that you enjoy actually, and you might not be living your full potential because of these fears of making decisions, or you might be overprotecting yourself since something that you had experienced was too painful. You are trying to avoid this pain, and you are trying to protect yourself, being aware of it or in a subconscious level, but because of it you might be hesitating to have deep connections with people, or it can be challenging for you to trust people because you don't want to repeat the same scenarios again, you don't want to experience the same pain again. So when you become aware of it, you might be more open and willing towards connecting to people, trusting people, and giving yourself a chance to experience things fully and live fully according to your full potential, instead of avoiding feelings that you were scared at some point of your life, and not carrying those emotional burdens into your future and present moment. Another danger of carrying emotional burdens can be that you might be carrying these feelings and memories into your relationships. For instance, sometimes it might be that some of your feelings that you had in the past are triggered in a relationship, and your mind cannot distinguish whether it's the present moment, and you are starting to act in an autopilot, and you are starting to reflect, project those feelings and experiences you had in the past into a present relationship. So becoming aware of it and increasing your awareness and convincing yourself that this is a different story and this is a different person and it doesn't have to be the same way as it was, can help you to stay grounded, to increase your awareness, and to shape your response and your behavior accordingly. Another challenge with carrying emotional burdens is that you might be constantly comparing yourself with others and not believing in your self-worth, or you might be having decreased self-esteem. And when you start to research why you have these thoughts, they might be linked to past experiences or opinions of people about you in the past that might be shaping your self-worth. So becoming aware of it and asking yourself such questions as am I the opinion of other people? Who am I, and how much influence those people's opinions have about me, and how can I change this, and how can I find my real self, and who I want to be, who I want to show up in the future, and what kind of person do I want to be, and is really other people's opinion shape who I am, and how these feelings that you were suppressing, such as disappointment, sadness, anger, are shaping your current identity. Because if you are not able to understand those feelings and why you had them, they might be continuing to live inside of you and shaping the way you perceive the world, the way you respond to people, and even shaping your identity. And finally, if you had a lot of challenges in the past and it was difficult for you to solve the problems or to overcome the challenges, at some point you might start to have feelings and thoughts such as things will never change again, and nothing can be improved, nothing can be resolved. And imagine if you start believing to this, if you start waking up with these thoughts, and if you are constantly thinking about it, and how this might impact your actions, your behavior, activities, your relationships, the way you connect with people. Because when you feel apathy and when you don't believe in your own resilience or in your own strength anymore, and when you act using these thoughts, this can considerably impact everything, and you might stop trying, you might stop trying to succeed, to be better in your relationships and your work. And this can negatively impact your future, your career, your studies, your relationships. For instance, imagine if a person was believing in these thoughts for 1 year and their behavior were shaped due to these thoughts, or another person who was exactly in the same circumstances, but they were more hopeful and they were keep trying and focusing on things that they could control, and they were trying to resolve the problems. Which of them would be more successful, or what are the chances of them of being successful and solving their problems and being more positive in life and achieving more things in life? When you look from this perspective, it's easier to understand why our thoughts matter, why our beliefs matter. So becoming aware of these patterns and constantly increasing your awareness, reading, learning new things, new skills, trying to see your situation from different perspectives, and finding thoughts that might be helpful for you to overcome the challenges or problems you are having in your life is extremely important. And when you become aware of it, when you become aware of harms and challenges these emotional burdens are bringing to you, or when you become aware of thoughts that are keeping you stuck, holding you back, it's easier to find new ways of resolving the problems, new ways of seeing the solutions, finding. So once you realize that the current thinking patterns or thoughts or feelings are not useful for you, it would be easier to set goals for yourself and to think about your future. For instance, if you found that the strongest emotion that you are being held back is the feeling of disappointment or fear, ask yourself what you would like to feel instead of fear or instead of disappointment. For instance, if the feeling you are desiring is a peace or happiness or harmony or anything that you want, resilience maybe. You can arrange your activities, your daily task accordingly. in line with that aim that you are trying to achieve. For instance, if you want to feel connected, uh, you won't isolate yourself from others, right? And you won't be sitting alone at home, because staying alone, isolating yourself will not give you a sense of connection, deeper connection, and this would not be useful for you to find new relationships. So if you want to be more connected, you might start to search for places to find new friends, new connections. And for instance, if you want peace in your life, you can ask yourself what kind of activities help you to feel peace, and what might be helpful for you to achieve that state of mind, and when was in the past that you felt peaceful even during the challenging times. So asking yourself these questions, setting goals, and setting small rituals, small plans to achieve your goals, and being kind with yourself, being patient, and giving yourself the time, and becoming aware of your thoughts, of your feelings, and finding what kind of person you want to be and which identity you want to have, how you want to show up in your life, can help you to think about future, about your goals, and about the person who you want to become. And as a result, it would be easier for you to adjust your behavior, your daily life, your plans according to a person who you want to become. Please don't forget to subscribe and to ask questions in the comments if you have some questions, and you can also share some topics that you want to be discussed here, and please don't forget to like if you find it useful.